concerned about matters in St. Nicholas School.
Academically?
I was not inviting a guessing game, Sister Raymond. What's this, Mr. Conroy?
I don't know, Sister. They're all uniformly terrified of you.
That's how it works.
Boy! Come up here.
The dragon is hungry.
So, 1, 2, 3.
It's a new time, sister. The church needs to change.
The point being?
We should be friendlier.
Well, Dowd is set in a church school in 1964 in the Bronx, which is a very quiet, working-class enclave, world unto itself. But just over the hill, you can hear a noise coming, and that's the 60s. And things are going to get very blown up. And these women who are in these habits and the way the mass is said and the way the people are dressed on the street and what they're saying, all of that is going to change and be swept away in a very short period of time, though there's almost no conscious knowledge of that among the people in the story. Modern plays are different than plays from 40 years ago, in that the economics of theater have changed. And back then, you wrote a play like Inherit the Wind or Streetcar Named Desire or Of Mice and Men, and when the time came to turn them into a film, you had this host of characters to work with and multiple locales. And what's happened since is that now we're down to Dowda's 4 characters and a few locales. And so when you go to take something like that and turn it into a film, you have to first recognize that you hypnotized yourself as a playwright into thinking that it was a good idea to only have 4 characters or 5 characters or 6 characters, and to find a way to tell the whole story with great economy using very few people. And so when you look at that same material and say, I'm now going to tell the story using the materials of film, you have to break the spell. I want to see what the audience wants to see and what is natural for them to see. So that starts to suggest right away a lot of ways that the film organically grows into a larger item. I always write to direct it.
Okay.
In other words, I think any writer of screenplays ultimately is directing the movie. Now, then the director may come in and give all sorts of notes to get a handle on it, to get a hold of it, to make it go in the way that they want. But that's the initial impulse. That's just, screenwriting is point of view. And you're looking with one eye through the camera. It's not binocular vision. That's why we've had some very good one-eyed film directors. The best kind of writing comes when you connect with the physical world. You get grounded in the physical world, in the earth, or the ocean, like Joseph Conrad, or the stars. And then you connect to those things, and then you view human events through that connection. The most dangerous kind of writing I do is, and I don't mean that in the best sense, is whimsical. Because, I have a sort of Irish fairy side to my personality. And if I sort of leave the earth, if I get too up in the fairy realm, I am not speaking from the most substantive part of myself. I never want to lose that side. But I have to, when I'm writing that way, I have to keep bringing it down and finding a way to get my hands into the earth again. My father said to me, when I was a kid, we had a bunch of chores that we were going to do together. And we had like 3 chores, and one of them was really hard. It was going to be doing some roofing. And another was washing a car, which I like to do. And a third one was cutting the grass. And he said, which one do you want to do first? And I said, I like to wash the car. And my father said, yeah, well, you could do that, but I always think the best thing to do is do the hardest thing first, because later you'll be tired. That's a good piece of advice for a writer.
Mm-hmm.
Do the hardest thing first.
And so what is the hardest thing for you?
Every day it's a different thing. What is that thing that you don't want to tackle because it's a bitch? Do that. Or, where's the part that you're actually going to have to open your heart and speak truthfully about something you don't want to? Do that. Do the hard thing. Do the hard thing. A lot of people, it's to sit down and write.